Nobody knows your school audience better than you do, but I haven't met a head teacher yet who doesn't think that their parental community is more special than the others. And when I say more special, I would kind of suggest that means something else. Everybody's got parents in their community who, when their names are mentioned, a little light goes on. And the concern is that by entering into a land of social media, where the conversation is two-way, is that these parents will come along and derail the whole thing for you as a school. They might say something which is inappropriate, they might raise a topic that you don't want raised. Well, I can honestly tell you that in all the schools that I've worked with, that kind of thing doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen for a few reasons. One of the reasons is that the parents know that the page is being monitored closely. So they don't actually want to draw attention to themselves. They know they can't get away with it. They might go onto their personal sort of Facebook page or another channel and say something. That's what they do anyway. That's fine. But they won't come to your space and do it. If you think, well, you don't know Mrs. Such and Such at our school, well, she'll definitely come to our pet. That's okay. The basic mechanical things that are done when a school moves, for example, into Facebook, mean that people can't use certain words. They don't appear on your page. If a post is made with somebody using choice language that you'd rather they didn't, it doesn't appear. It's automatically not allowed on there. When you speak as a school, it goes straight out to parents. If a parent speaks to you via your page, it doesn't behave quite the same way. So if they make a post on your page, that doesn't broadcast straight out to the entire parent population. If they comment underneath something that you've already said, that comment is only seen by the people in that conversation, unless, of course, a parent goes to the page and goes to that precise thread, opens it up and sees what's been said. It doesn't get broadcast as such. If a parent says something that is questionable, the other people who would see that questionable thing would be that parent's connections, who they're connected to. In which case, they lose the risk of being perceived by their friends, maybe not as the person who they publicly paint an image as. In short, nobody wants to be that parent, the bonkers mum or dad who says things without thought. Nobody wants to be that person. So there are lots of different pressures and considerations that act on parents when they're engaging with the school. Now, having said all that and sown all those seeds of worry and hopefully quelled a few as well, the reality is that for you as a head teacher, if you're in leadership, if you're not the head teacher, you might be a deputy, you might have this feeling that there are lots of people really worried about XYZ topic. Somebody's come to you and said, oh, they're not happy about one of your parents, may feel that that's their job. They come to you and say, oh, everybody's up in arms about. Actually, deep down, you know that's probably nonsense. And actually, it's usually 2 or 3 parents, max, who are bothered about something. The majority are absolutely on your side and backing the school. But that's the perception. And as a result of that perception, you may feel that your audience, your parents out there, are all gunning for the school. Well, they're not. And what we see is that when schools start to step forward onto a front foot, not in an aggressive way, but in a proactive way, and they talk about the good things that are happening at the school, then these people who like to try and paint a picture of who everybody's unhappy about, they tend to disappear. They tend to go into the shadows, and the majority of your parents actually come forward and it becomes patently obvious that that thing, that big issue, actually isn't that big at all. It's one or two parents who aren't happy about it, and that's it. So knowing your audience is a big benefit of using social media. It's a great way of simply getting to know people, getting to know the reality. Don't always take on face value what gets passed to you by the odd parent who comes up to you and says, I'm really unhappy about this or that or the other. Because 9 times out of 10, that won't be the case.